Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Light of Divine Love. I'm your host, Kelly Miller. Just want to say you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're inspiring. I love you, and thank you for joining me today. So today we're going to talk about the rest of my challenges. Friday's approaching fast, and we have to be at the center at 6 p.m. So yesterday I just saw Deborah and filled her in on what my experience was at Impact. I did one of my challenges of assisting someone in need of assistance. So today is Wednesday. I'm getting ready to go to work, and I tell myself that I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, and I'm inspiring. And again, these first few days back at work away from the center, I just feel so empowered about my day and about my life. So I'm really excited. I'm getting ready to head to work, and I drive there. And I get there, and it's just me and another manager and a couple other people. Deborah's not there today. So I open up my section. I'm getting ready to take customers, and I have a very busy day. It was a really good day for me. And the manager comes up and lets me know that, hey, you're done. Go ahead and close out your section and go. So this day, I decided I got to go do some laundry. I got to be at the center on Friday, and I really may not have the time to do it before I go. So I head down to the place where my roommate and I do laundry, and it's empty. There's nobody there. So I throw my clothes in, and I'm just kicking back. And about maybe 10 minutes later, this older gentleman walks in, and he is wearing his Vietnam veteran jacket and veteran hat, and he starts doing his laundry and everything. Walk over there and say, hey, how you doing? He's like, I am doing good. I go, my name's John. What is yours? And this gentleman's name was Will. And so I asked Will. I said, Will, are you hungry by chance? And he kind of gives me a strange look. And I go, I'm going to go grab myself some burgers at this little burger stand. I'd like to know if I could buy you lunch. And he was, oh, that would be very nice. I thank you very much. So I come back with the burgers, and I give him his lunch. And we're sitting there, and we're eating. And I ask Will, where's he from? And he says he is from Omaha, Nebraska. That's where he grew up. And I asked him how he got into the military. He said that he wanted to join the military and be a pilot. This is right around the beginning of the Vietnam War time. And he spent about 4-5 years in the military as a pilot. When he was discharged, he moved to California with his high school sweetheart, which he had married at some point. And they had 2 kids, 2 boys. And so he's telling me about his experience on how he got here and the things that he experienced during that time when he was in Vietnam. And I explained to him that my dad was in Vietnam and that my dad was a mechanical engineer. He could fix basically tanks, trucks, helicopters. And I didn't think that he'd ever met my dad, but I just asked him if maybe he might have come across him, and the name didn't sound familiar. So we sat there and we talked a little bit, and it was just a great experience to hear about Will and what he had gone through and what led him to California and the life that he had experienced growing up during that time. So it became pretty late. It was time to go. He went home. I was on my way home driving. I'm just thinking about, this experience of talking with different people and learning things from other people, because we all have a story. We all have experiences that we like to share with people. And so for me, that was just a really great moment to just to open up and listen to someone tell their story on their life and where they're going. So I get home and I'm relaxing, and I have to be up early. I got another early morning shift. And so I go to sleep, wake up, again, get ready for work, tell myself my positive affirmations. I'm powerful, I'm trusting, I'm loving, I'm compassionate. And I go to work, and I have another really great day there. Everything's just really moving in my life in a more positive direction than I had been ever experiencing before. My attitude's different. The people I'm working with are different. So I just see these changes in myself, and I feel really empowered and inspired for the new me that I am living. So I work my shift, have a really great day, and I decide that today I'm going to go and talk to my mom. I took a lot of things out on my mom as I was growing up. I was very angry, again, using a lot of substances, alcohol. So there was just a gap between me and my mom. So I call her up at work and ask her what she's doing, and ask her if I can come pick her up, and she says yes. So I drive over there and I pick her up, and one of the first things I tell my mom is that I love her. I said, Mom, I love you so much, and that I'm very, very sorry for the way that I acted and the things that I said and the way that I treated you when I was a teenager. Those things were not your fault, and I took them out on you and blamed you for them, and I really didn't have any right to do that. And I just want to apologize to you and let you know how grateful I am that you're my mom and that I truly love you very, very much. And so my mom's crying, I'm crying as I'm driving over to the restaurant to go get something to eat. And my mom says, thank you very much for sharing that with me and apologizing to me. I hurt my mom in a lot of different ways and never really thought about what my mom had experienced in her life as she was growing up as a child. And so for me, I really feel really bad when I look at the things that I did and the way that I treated my mom. So her accepting my apology was really, really big, because that's the beginning of us healing our relationship together. And so I'm driving over to the restaurant, and I sit there, and we're in the parking lot, and I tell her, I said, Mom, you're so beautiful. You're so amazing. And I thank you for all that you have done for me in my life. There were times that my mom didn't show up for me. There were times where I didn't feel that I was important as a child. And, as we're talking about this, and I'm expressing to her how I made bad choices in our relationship. And she lets me know that, she forgives me and that she loves me, and that as difficult and as challenging as some of these times were in our life when my dad left, financially, the responsibility of everything became on my mom, and she's working, trying to provide for 4 kids, and that was very difficult. And again, not always feeling that I was important, I would lash back at my mom about things. So we're sitting in the car, and we're just clearing that space, which is really, really relieving, because most of my mom at the time was like, yes, you're my son, I love you, and I want to see you, but how long are you going to stay? Because she knew what I was about. And so we go inside, and we're sitting there, and I tell my mom, for the first time, Mom, I've been sober for a week in 12 years. And she looked at me, and she was very surprised, and she asked me why I was doing it. And because I can't tell her about what I'm doing in the Impact Training Program, I just tell her that I'm trying to make some new changes and choices in my life to have a better life. And she goes, I'm very proud of you. That's a very big step, because my mom has always known me to do those things. So she's sitting there, and we're having our meal, and she looks at me, and she can tell something is different about me, but she can't really place it. And so we eat, and I drive her home, and I'm just letting her know that, I could be a better person. And this is a start for me being a better person in my life, because I didn't value me. I valued what other people thought, and other people's opinion, and their friendship was more important than me. And taking this step right now of being sober and trying to heal my relationship with my mom is a very big step. So I drive her home, and we start talking about my brothers and sisters, on where they're going in their life and what they're doing, and why our relationships with each other are just so horrible. We have no respect for each other. There's no value. There's no love. We don't appreciate one another. We're always saying mean things to each other. So we're talking about that and how that affects the whole environment when we're together with my mom. So I want to tell my mom about the program, but I just can't yet. So I asked her about her childhood. What were the things that she liked doing when she was growing up as a kid, and how she looked at her life as she was growing up. And my mom, I can't remember what year she was born, but she grew up through the mid 40s and 50s, and she really went down to what they would call the malt shops, and they would, you know, hit the jukebox and have shakes and all that, and dance at a different time in the 50s. So it was really interesting to hear my mom on how she loved dancing and doo-wop music. We all grew up on you know, again, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles and the Temptations, that type of era of music. And she really loved it, and it was very peaceful for her. And she loved just, you know, dancing to that type of music. And then I asked her about my dad and how they met, and that would be a whole different story because there's a lot that goes into that. So it was just great to hear a little bit about my mom and the things that she wanted to be when she grew up. She thought about being a teacher. She loved school, and she was very into learning. And then things changed, and she met my dad. So for me, this moment was very, very healing for me and my mom, because we hardly we were now having a bond that we didn't have before. So I could feel a sense of relief for me, because I wasn't sure how this was going to go. And my mom was so understanding and so loving. And I just told her when I was dropping her off, Mom, that I love you so much, and I thank you for being there for me when you can. And all those things that happened in the past are not important. I go, what's important right now is where we go from here. And I'm making these changes so that I can have a better relationship with you. And she's crying, I'm crying, and I give her a big hug. And I'm just, I'm seeing the changes and how positive they can be by again, acknowledging my mistakes, accepting my accountability. And that was the first step. So I drop my mom off and I drive home, and I'm so at peace with this situation, because talking with my mom, it's going to lead me to the next step of talking with my brothers and sisters and trying to heal relationships that have just been so bad. And I think about what this program could do for them and how it can change their perspective of their life and what they've experienced growing up. So that was my buy a stranger lunch and spend 30 minutes with them. And then my challenge was find a relationship that was challenged and heal that relationship by just apologizing and creating a new space to have a better relationship in my life. So right now I'm going to end our story with that, and I'm going to do some angel oracle reading cards and see about the inspiration, encouragement, empowerment that we can get today in our life, again, just to build a better life for ourselves. Challenge ourselves to again, just tackle some of the things that might be hurting us and bring them to light and move forward and overcome those challenges. So today, this is Angel Whisperer card, and it's Balance 222. Angel Whisperers, now is the time to take inventory of your feelings. Are there any feelings or imbalances or resistance? Divine Whisperers are here to remind you that the alignment you seek also seeks you. Breathe, rest, and reset. And then it has an affirmation. It says, what feels peaceful and calm easily finds me as I restore the balance within me. You know, that's a very beautiful message. You know, we're so busy in our life, and we don't ever take the time to really recharge our battery, our energy, and the imbalances in our life really kind of hinder those things for us when it comes to finding, which I'm going to say is right here, breathe, rest, and reset. It's very difficult, but I also like what feels peaceful and calm easily finds me as I restore the inner balance within me. Through meditation, that's where I find my inner balance. Out in the day, there's a lot of things going on. People have different attitudes. Everybody throws things at you. So for me, when I meditate, that's where I find and restore and balance within myself. So that's a very beautiful message. I hope this resonates for you. Again, I've talked about meditating, and it's a very enlightening experience. And once you get the hang of it, you really want to do it more often. So that's a very beautiful card. All right. Presents? You are being asked to spend more time in the present moment, to stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. Your life is happening right now, and when you're not present for it, you miss all the beauty. That is very beautiful, because it definitely coincides with 222 balance. Our days are so busy. Kids, school, work, friends, whatever it might be, we're distracted, and we're always thinking about other things. Tomorrow, I am very guilty of it, because I always think about tomorrow's going to be another day. Tomorrow's going to be a better day, and I don't always stop and do the little things. And that's what this is really saying. Your life is happening right now, and when you're not present for it, you miss all the beauty. Yeah, that's perfect right there in itself. Because just like when I was at the beach, as many times as I went to the beach, 95% of those times I was intoxicated. And so I really wasn't aware or present in the time in my mind to appreciate the real beauty that I was experiencing when I was there on that Monday. All right, I get one more card here for us. Ooh, that's two together, I think. Yes, it is. 1313. Trust. I trust in the divine plan for my life. I surrender my worries and doubts, knowing that everything happens for a reason. I have faith in the journey and the guidance of the universe. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Trust is a big thing. You got to trust yourself and your own intuition. And also, I trust the divine plan for my life. I surrender my worries and doubts. We all have doubts. I deal with them every day. And it's very difficult sometimes to move past them. And it's very challenging for me, as well as it may be challenging for others. Knowing that everything happens for a reason, I have faith in the journey and the guidance of the universe. This journey that we are on is very crazy, very unpredictable. And one of the most important things is people always say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey to the destination. And that is really what this whole thing is about. We're going to face challenges. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. Trusting, I have faith in the journey and the guidance of the universe. Trust the universe. The universe, you are part of the universe, and it will bring you that knowledge and that wisdom that you need to continue on your path to conquer your journey. So this is very beautiful. The thing that I really love about all three of these messages is it really is about taking time for yourself, finding balance, looking deep into yourself, and trusting your ability and your knowledge that you are capable of overcoming anything or any obstacles in your life. So I hope this message resonates with you today. It definitely resonates with me. And I thank you very much for tuning in and watching. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Thank you very much. Have a good night, and God bless you.
People will come and people will go, but most of this world aren't worth it to know. This life might deal you one or two true friends, so fight for what's yours till this life comes to an end. Some will try tempting your heart's desire, lifting you up while they set you afire. So don't ever keep your true feelings in check, 'cause nothing's worth losing your self-respect.